my name is Polina, and today, as you can see from the title of this podcast, I'm going to tell you about my experience of overcoming depression. In fact, there's a whole bunch of different materials, books, videos, and articles on this topic on the internet. However, I decided to record this podcast because I believe that in many cases we don't need advice, we need some inspiration. I don't promise that my story is very encouraging. Nevertheless, I hope that after listening to this piece, you might get an idea. She's overcome it. Maybe I will? To begin with, I have never had a severe depression. At least I have never been diagnosed. Probably that's because I haven't visited a professional, but let's cut to the chase. This podcast will not help everybody. However, I would recommend you to just give it a try, and here is a possible reason why it might be worth spending some time on it. All in all, I have had several episodes of depression. Today I'm going to tell you about the latest one, but there's a general idea that worked for me every time. Overcoming depression is just a matter of chance. Yeah, I was trying to work meticulously, regularly trying to find some specific methods, but every time only some kind of a miracle finally led to a desired result. And this chance might be different. Sometimes you just hear a story of another person and another's experience becomes a light at the end of the tunnel. And here I am to increase your chance of encountering something helpful on the internet. So I will start from the bright side of my life when I was not depressed. I was really happy about everything that was going on in my life. Back at that time, I had just entered university. I had a feeling of understanding of what I would like to do in my life in general, how to develop, and I had a job that I liked. But it's always quite challenging to juggle everything, and closer to the end of the academic year, I started feeling fatigue. It was April. I wasn't depressed yet. I was just tired. However, I felt that my fatigue was becoming bigger and bigger. I was anticipating the end of April when some of my projects were supposed to be finished. Later, I was looking forward to the end of May, and then of June. And even then, when the majority of my projects and the whole academic year were finished, my life didn't become easier. I had a little remission when I attended a conference in Ekaterinburg in July. I liked the city very much. The conference was informative, and I even successfully presented one of my projects there. I seemed happy again and even relaxed a little. And I was hoping to have the whole July for being careless, having rest and having fun. Unfortunately, one of my projects hadn't been finished yet, and this idea of an unfinished project didn't let me free. Even though I wasn't doing anything important or difficult, I was sleeping a lot, was watching films and walking, I didn't feel relaxed. I was sleeping over 8 hours, but I couldn't wake up in the mornings. Somehow I was pulling myself together just to conduct 2 or 3 lessons with my students, and after that I would go back to bed. I was devastated. Nothing could help me feel morally revealed. Finally, July had passed without a proper rest, and August was even more detrimental. I was deluding myself thinking that I would work hard in August. I couldn't. And my anxiety went growing bigger and bigger. I wasn't working on the project. I didn't want to start because it was summer. The time for rest and fun. I didn't have fun because I had to finish the project. The feedback loop from hell, as Mark Manson would say. And that's how my depression was developing. I started attending a psychologist at our university. I tried doing morning exercises, and it helped for a couple of weeks. But I gave up and slipped back to my misery. I couldn't force myself to do exercises again. I started waiting for September to get rid of this cognitive dissonance. On the one hand, summer is auspicious for having rest, versus you're not allowed to relax unless you finish the project. So, when September started, I felt a little revelation for a week. Well, maybe for a couple. And again, there's but. In a while, I got a new round of navel-gazing, useless, upsetting, leading to losing the sense of life, depressing. I will not go deeper into all the details of these feedback loops from hell, which I had quite a lot, till November started, and a chance that saved me came to the stage. There was a career day at our university. I came there just to go out, just to have a gulp of fresh air. And I participated in a speed interview. Unexpectedly, I was invited to an interview with a hiring manager. Later on, I conducted a trial lesson at a language center, and I was hired for the position of an English teacher, being careless, indifferent to everything that I was doing, and absolutely unaware of why I was doing that. So, an action that was undertaken accidentally brought me something completely new into my life and encouraged me for new actions, new communications, and new feelings different from despair and self-loathing. So, that is my story. I hope that it might inspire at least one person to try to look for a new job or to try to go out and just have a walk. Let the universe help you. Keep moving, working, hoping for the better, and try to increase the possibility of a miracle coincidence in your life. I wish you to stay strong and overcome all your hardships.